What's up, everybody? My name is Justin and I love to watch movies. If you guys love to watch movies, you guys are in the right spot. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below so you guys don't miss any of my up and coming videos. Today we're going to talk about the new remake of Child's Play. Child's Play is such a strong franchise. They just recently had another movie, Cult of Chucky, that came out a while ago, and they're planning a television show. So I wasn't too sure why they wanted to do a remake of such an iconic horror film. Child's Play 2 is the first horror film that I ever saw, and so I was a little bit worried about the new Child's Play movie, also accepting it that it's going to happen eventually. But when they announced that Mark Hamill would be voicing Chucky, I was totally on board with it, even though some of the photos of Chucky looked really bizarre. Andy and his mother, played by Aubrey Plaza, just moved to an apartment and he is having a hard time finding friends. His mother gets him a new Buddy doll for his early birthday present, and this doll is corrupted, and this doll wants to become best friends with Andy and will stop at nothing to hurt people who hurt him. This is a completely different film from the original Child's Play movie. That one had Charles Lee Ray transfer his soul into a doll. This one is about a doll that is connected to Caslin Cloud, and it's corrupted and it wants to kill people. And so I honestly think the plot for this movie is much more believable than the original Child's Play movie. And so I was really behind the plot. It's the realistic way to tell a story like this, with it being 2019. Technology is everywhere. You guys can connect to anything. I mean, I literally can change my thermostat right here with my cell phone and make it hot in the living room. And that's what they wanted to do with this movie. Is they wanted Chucky to be able to sync up with cars or thermostats, televisions, whatever it may be. There were so many different Caslin products that were in this movie. And so I think it's the most believable way to tell this movie. Now, what did I think of Child's Play overall? I thought it was okay. It was a decent film. I didn't absolutely hate it. I also didn't absolutely love it. I think there were some things that were lacking in this movie, and I think that there were some good things as well. Let's start with the positives. Easily Mark Hamill. Very creepy as Chucky. You can't touch what Brad Dourif does with Chucky, but I like the kind of robotic tone that Mark Hamill brought to Chucky, and it seemed very clingy to Andy. He wanted to be best friends with Andy, and anybody that got in his way, he would step up and try to kill them. So I do think that Mark Hamill did a great job voicing Chucky. I was so happy that it was Mark Hamill voicing him, and the progression of being really sweet and I'm Buddy to being very controlling definitely worked, and I think Mark Hamill was perfect as Chucky. The acting and characters too were really good. I liked Aubrey Plaza and the young boy in here who plays Andy. I thought they had some really good chemistry and the relationship worked. We had a detective that lived down the hallway that I liked. He added for some comedic moments. Didn't try to overtake the movie at all. The comedy isn't like the main aspect of the movie, but when there is comedy, it works well from this detective. There's a couple of kids in here that live in this apartment complex, and they're very cliche. There's nothing really crazy about them. I feel like they tried to copy the characters from the Losers Club, from It, and Stranger Things. They're nothing outstanding, and some of the subplots for them just don't really work in this movie. And I honestly did not expect this movie to be as gory as it was. It's almost a little bit gorier than some of the other Chucky films. It took its time to present the first kill from Chucky in the film, and when it happened, I was like, oh my god, that's pretty gory. I was not expecting that. And there was a kid in the movie theater, I think like a 5-year-old kid, who kept saying, Chucky's mean, Chucky's mean. I was like, get this kid out of here. So I was impressed with the overall blood and gore in this movie, and it just added a lot more to Chucky and who he was. And I thought it was pretty entertaining. Now, like I said, it did take its time to present its first kill from Chucky, and that is an issue with me. The movie really drags and is a little bit repetitive for a good majority of the film. We have Chucky and Andy, who are close friends. Chucky can do a lot of things actually. It was pretty impressive, this little doll. But they were friends, even despite the fact that Chucky was showing some odd behavior. Andy still wanted to be a friend to Chucky. And once Chucky and Andy kind of stopped being friends, that's when Chucky did get a little more aggressive and wanting to kill people. But it took its time. It really felt slow for a good majority of the film and a little bit repetitive. It was them playing board games and them talking to each other and Chucky asking Andy what's wrong. It felt like it was doing the same thing over and over again, but once it got to those gory moments, that's when it picked up and became a lot of fun. What I really liked about the original Chucky is the fact that it's a human doll's soul, and so you can expect certain things from Chucky because it's a human. And it allowed for Chucky to be really aggressive and have that human nature. Here in this new remake, I didn't feel that Chucky was all that aggressive and violent. He was killing people and whatever, but there were so many cool times in the original film where like Chucky was screaming and he was really violent and just like running and chasing people, and it was really scary. Chucky here is just a robot. He kept that robotic tone and, you know, got a little bit clingy towards Andy and had these malfunctions and whatever. But I really liked the take on the original Chucky and how it was a human and he had these feelings and these emotions and he was able to talk to you. This one is something completely different. It's robotic. You can kind of expect where it will go with this new Chucky because he's a robot and he can connect to these different things. And the original one, he was a human, and so he could do what a human could do. There was times where I just felt like he wasn't as aggressive as I thought he would be, besides the fact obviously that he was killing people. That's all because of his computer chips and some issues with that. Overall, Child's Play was a decent remake. I laughed a few times. It was a bit gory here and there, and I think that the acting worked and Mark Hamill was really good in his role, but it unfortunately did feel very slow at times, and Chucky wasn't as, I feel like menacing. Even though he did kill people, I didn't feel like he was truly menacing and not a large threat towards the end of the film. This big climatic moment, didn't feel like he was such a huge threat. They utilized other Caslin products to be that threat, and it kind of took away from Chucky feeling like that threat. It makes sense in my mind. I don't know if it makes sense on screen when I'm talking to you. I know what I'm thinking about, but I don't know if I'm articulating it very well for you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and give Child's Play a B-. What'd you think of the new Child's Play film? Stay tuned. I got a ranking video for all 8 of the Chucky films. You guys can check out my review for Cult of Chucky that I did a while ago right over here. Stay tuned for more reviews. My name is JustinWatchesMovies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.